In 1996, Valve had released one of the most popular games, even still today, known as Half-Life. Half-Life was a definite revolution in the video gaming industry, except many modifications and expansion packs helped with that revolution. One of them was Counter-Strike, the fast-paced terrorist versus counter-terrorist game online. And after many extra years of development, Half-Life 2 came out with a new engine for the game, the Source engine. After another year of development, Counter-Strike Source also came out, which was basically re-rendered in the Source engine. Counter-Strike Source has two main modes of play. One of them is Demolition. In Demolition, the terrorists have to drop a bomb at a certain location while the counter-terrorists must defuse it before time runs out. The other is Hostage Rescue. In this mode, the terrorists have taken hostages and the counter-terrorists must try and rescue them. In both modes, if one team is completely eliminated, the other team wins. This is one of Counter-Strike's great innovations, that if you die in a round, you do not just respawn. You are out until the rest of the round. Rounds last usually between 3 to 5 minutes, depending on what the server has set it to. Because Counter-Strike Source is using the new Source engine, the graphics have most definitely been updated. Even so, the graphics still look a little out of date. The game came out in 2004. This means pixel shaders were not a big issue at the time, and shadowing isn't really in the mix. The lighting in the game, however, is really nice. Character animations are also fluent. With graphics aside, the most important part of any game is most definitely gameplay, and Counter-Strike definitely has simply stunning gameplay. Playing on a server with anywhere between 10 to 32 players, it can be simply brilliant. Chances of freelancing your team to victory, just alone, is very, very slim. Because the game also has a realistic tone to it, even with full armor, you won't be able to survive more than a few hits. Sticking with your team will provide a huge tactical advantage, and voice support helps. The short lengths of the round and the fast pacing of the combat means you will easily find yourself sitting in front of this game for hours at a time. Also, it is a testament that the sound of Counter-Strike has held up so well over the years. Even though a lot of the sounds have been redone or re-rendered in higher quality, some of the original sounds are still there and most definitely recognizable. The sound was put together by the game's original two amateur developers way back when, and it's still being used in the game today. It serves the game well, but you would have expected that they touched up on all the sounds. Counter-Strike, being a popular multiplayer game for many years now, they have finally added bot support besides Counter-Strike Condition Zero. The Counter-Strike bots are, in the long range, not that smart. They all jump on each other and do completely bizarre things, but even so, they are smart at completing objectives, such as rescuing hostages and planting bombs. There is bot support on practically every map, and even the new ones which have been added specifically for Counter-Strike Source. Custom maps, which are downloadable, do not support bots unless bots have been added by the creator. Custom content is also very popular for Counter-Strike and any of the Source games, which also includes Half-Life 2 and Day of Defeat Source. But they are most popular with Counter-Strike Source. It can sometimes be very hard to find a server without downloadable content. The downloadable content is good, but sometimes not good enough. This can also take a while to download if you have a slow internet connection. The two major backdrops of the game are probably that the game has quite some problems with certain video cards, mainly certain ATI Radeon cards and possibly some PCI cards. Also, if you buy a used version of the game, you'll probably have to register it on Steam. And if the CD key has already been used, your game is not even valid. You won't be able to play it. It's best to buy this game new. If you buy it new, you will also receive Half-Life 2 Deathmatch and Day of Defeat Source. If you buy it in the Half-Life 2 Game of the Year edition, you'll receive it with Half-Life 2. Counter-Strike Source is a must-own for any internet gamer. Even if your computer can't properly stream the game, you can get the original Counter-Strike for the first Half-Life. The original is a very good game, very close to Source, except with more outdated graphics, still the same gameplay. before purchasing the game, make sure your computer meets the minimum requirements, which it probably will. And make sure you have a new copy, because Steam will not accept already used serial keys. Counter-Strike Source ends up with a 9.5 out of 10, a very high standard for many games coming out to beat.